Hello children, welcome to your science class. So children, if you remember we were discussing about the lesson tissue. Yes? What are the different things that we have finished discussing? We have seen the definition of tissue. Then we saw the first type, first category, that is plant tissue. In plant tissue we had discussed about meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Do you remember? Okay, so we have also discussed what are the three types of meristematic tissue. Then we saw the different types of permanent tissue, simple permanent tissue, and second is complex permanent tissue. So we had finished with the discussion of simple permanent tissue. Okay, so now as everybody is here, we can start. Okay. So here, if you see, I want you all to practice the diagrams properly. Okay, because in biology, diagrams are very necessary. Okay, when I was using the board, you must have found that I used to always draw the diagrams. And here I am trying to show you all the diagrams. Okay, so we had discussed till epidermis part. Okay, so here if you can see, the epidermal cells of the roots carry out the function of water absorption. Okay, so how do they carry out the process of water absorption? They have root hair. Through this root hair, what they can do, children? They can absorb more amount of water, right? But this is what they have told about the normal case. What you can see in the desert plants? Yes, in the desert plants, what you can see? I had already discussed with you that the epidermis has a very thick coating. Okay. Due to this coating, what is going to happen? The outer layer of the the outer layer is going to secrete the waxy substance, due to which there are less possibilities of microorganisms affecting. Okay. Next example, they have told that if you remember, we had discussed that outer layer of branch of tree is different from outer layer of young stem. So if you remember, we had discussed that the outer layer of branch is different from the stem. Correct. So how they are different from each other? As the plants grow older, the outer protective tissue undergoes certain changes. Where does this change take place? In the meristem. Okay, so what happens here? The secondary meristem replaces the epidermis of the stem. Okay, they have a chemical called suberin. Okay, what is this suberin? It makes the walls impervious to gases and water. Yes, those who have read this after my explanation last week will be able to understand. Okay, so till here we are done with the discussion. Now today we are going to start with our new point of discussion, that is complex permanent tissue. Okay, first one was simple permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue is classified into parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Parenchyma was further classified into chlorenchyma and parenchyma. Right? Today we are going to start with the discussion of complex permanent tissue. So in this complex permanent tissue, you will find that the body is arranged in a complex way, okay, which has two types, xylem and phloem. These xylem and phloems also have further classification that we are going to come to it one by one. Okay, so the different types of tissues we have discussed are made up of only one type of cell. Simple, they are made up of only one type of cell. Whereas the complex, they are made up of more than one cell. Okay, as they are made from more than one cell, this is the reason why they are called as complex tissues. Okay, so what happens here? All these cells coordinate to perform a common function. So actually in complex tissue it is very necessary that all the cells come together and perform a common function. They coordinate properly. Xylem and phloem are examples of such complex tissues. Okay, so as I told you that these are the two main complex tissues we are going to discuss, xylem and phloem. In your lower classes you must have already studied about this, but now we are going to study about it in detail. Okay, they are both conducting tissues and constitute a vascular bundle. What is the main point they have told here? That these two are conducting tissues. Children, here conducting means they are going to transfer things from one part to another. Okay, they are going to conduct and constitute a vascular bundle. So if you can see here, if you can see in xylem and phloem picture, small bundle like structures are present. These are all vascular bundles. Okay. Vascular or conductive tissue is distinctive feature of complex plants that has made possible their survival. So this is the main reason why they can survive, due to the vascular bundles. Okay, vascular or conductive tissue is a distinctive feature. In case of terrestrial environment, what do you mean by terrestrial environment? The plants which are present on the land. Okay, so in that kind, these type of tissues are very useful. Can you see different types of cells in vascular bundle in figure 6.3? So let us quickly go to 6.3. Okay, so here can you see the different vascular bundle? If you see here, it is labeled that this is vascular bundle. Okay, this part where I am showing the arrow, that is vascular bundle. And here you can see in the section of stem, here they have shown xylem is present, phloem is present. Okay, so this kind of, and this outer layer of course is epidermis, which you can see here, blue color part. Okay, so you need to understand this diagram and labelings properly. Okay, now let's see the next. Xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. So what do xylem consist of? Four main types or four main categories you can say. What are they? Tracheids, vessels, parenchyma and xylem fiber. Okay. So the cells have thick walls and many of them are dead cells. What is the speciality they have told here now? that the cells have thick walls and many of them are dead cells. We all know if the cells are dead, the particle become more and more thick. Okay. Tracheids and vessels are tubular structures. These allow them to transport water and minerals vertically. Now, what is the function of tracheids and vessels? They are tubular in structure, and what they are going to do? They are going to transport water and minerals vertically. Now, of course, parenchyma, we all know the function of parenchyma. It stores the food. So here also the parenchyma stores the food and helps in the sideways conduction of water. Okay, and what the fibers are going to do? Fibers are mainly supportive in function. We all know that fibers, they give support. So here also you can find that fibers are mainly supportive in function. So are you clear with xylem part? Yes, children? So what does xylem consist of? It consists of tracheids, vessels, parenchyma and xylem fiber. Tracheids, they have told that they have thick walls and many of them are dead. Vessels, they transfer the water and minerals vertically. Parenchyma, what it is doing, xylem parenchyma, of course, as the parenchyma word is here, we can say that it is doing the function of storing, and fiber are mainly supportive in function. Is it clear, children? Xylem part to everyone? Yes. If you can see here in the picture, tracheids are shown. How are these tracheids? Okay. This here you can find that they are thick. Vessels, you can find that these vessels are tubular in structure. This parenchyma, you can see nucleus and cytoplasm present so that it will store the food. Okay. So this diagrams you should remember it. Next we are going to talk about the phloem. Okay. So what you can talk about phloem? It is also again made up of 4 types of elements. What are they? Sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. Okay, what are the 4 types? Sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. Okay, now let us see the function of each one of them in detail. So sieve tubes are tubular cells with perforated walls. What do you mean by perforated? Perforated means they have small pores on their structure. Phloem is unlike xylem in that materials can move in both directions in it. In xylem, you must have heard me saying they move only vertically. Here they have told in phloem they can move in both directions. So what phloem is going to do? Phloem transports food from leaves to other parts of the plant. So you can see that here it is going to transport food from leaves to other parts of plant. Why from leaves to other part of the plant? Yes, because we all know that We all know that. Where does photosynthesis take place? Mostly in the leaves. So from leaves, it is transported to other parts of the plant. Is it clear? Okay, except for phloem fibers, phloem cells are living cells. So phloem fibers are dead, others are all living cells. So is it clear, children, till here? Any doubt? Yes? Here you can see the section of phloem, children. Sieve plate is present, sieve tube is present, phloem, parenchyma and companion cell. Okay. So now quickly, very small part we have covered today, complex permanent tissue only. So now quickly I want you to tell what are the two major categories of complex permanent tissue. Yes? Can anybody tell? For two main types, complex permanent tissue, xylem and phloem. Correct? Yes. So what is the major difference between simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue? Simple permanent tissue is made up of only one type of cell. Yes. Complex permanent tissue is made from more than one type of cell. The body structure is complex in case of complex permanent tissue. Right? What are the four main categories of xylem? Yes? Tracheids, vessels, parenchyma and fibers. Am I right? Yes. What is the function of tracheids? Quickly. What is the main function of tracheids? Yes, children. Let me see how many of you are giving answer. Okay, children, I'm here. I am seeing your comments. Not understanding anything. Okay. Okay, so let us go from the starting again. Okay. So today we had started with complex permanent tissue. Yes, complex permanent tissue are of two types, xylem and phloem. This is accepted. Complex permanent tissue is classified into xylem and phloem. Okay. In case of xylem, there are four categories. Xylem is classified into four: tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. Okay, children, now let us discuss what is my today's point. We will see about that later on. Okay. So you can see that what is the function of tracheids? Tracheids are going to transfer the water. Okay, and what is the position that was discussed? In upward direction. Am I right? Vertical direction. Now, as we have discussed earlier, parenchyma, what this parenchyma is going to do? It is going to store the food. We all already know it. And what this fiber is going to do in xylem? These fibers are going to give support. Right? So in this way, xylem is going to perform its function with the help of these four factors: tracheids, vessels, parenchyma and fiber. Now, if we talk about phloem, what this phloem is going to do? Yes, phloem is also going to, phloem is also a type of conducting tissue, right? So, phloem along with the next four, that is sieve tube, companion cell, parenchyma and phloem fiber, it is going to perform the function of conduction. Okay, so now how it is going to perform the function of conduction? These sieve tubes, they will help to transport the things in both the direction. Okay, up and down both. Whereas in xylem, if you remember, fibers, fibers are the different concept. Fibers means they are going to give the support to the plants. Okay, just like us, we all, it for us also it is said that fibers are very necessary for proper strongness. Same way in plants also, fiber is very necessary. So what these fibers are going to do? Fibers will provide support, strongness to the plant. Okay, both types, xylem as well as phloem, both the fibers are going to give strongness to the plant. Okay, so only basic few difference between points we have seen related to xylem and phloem. Okay, children, I can see all writing that you want board and you want me teaching on board. I will see if it can be adjusted now. Okay, if no, I will try all other possible ways. So little bit more cooperation required from your side. Very small concept we are trying to cover. This was the reason I took only a very small part today, that is xylem and phloem. Okay, so features of xylem and phloem are little bit same. Features of xylem and phloem are little bit same because both of them are conducting tissues. Okay, so and the two main factors, if you see, parenchyma and fiber, they are same in both. Okay, the only difference is the xylem can conduct the thing in vertical way, whereas phloem, it can conduct in both the sides, that is from leaves to the lower part and from roots to the upper part. Okay, so children, I would suggest you that you read the paragraph of complex tissue from the PDF which is there with you. And see children, I can't promise you board right now because now the things are changed, but I will make sure that I show you some flowcharts or difference between points, the way we used to write on the board. I will try to make that so that you can understand the concepts properly. Okay? And okay, I will come up with xylem and phloem again tomorrow. And what we can do is we can study it in the difference between manner. Okay? See children, board I cannot promise you right now, but something interesting or different through which you can understand. Okay. So children, I'll stop here for today. I would suggest you that please read the PDF, and if possible, if you understand, if no, tomorrow we are going to do it. If you understand the difference between xylem and phloem, I want you to write it. Okay? So we'll stop here for our today's class and we'll continue in our tomorrow's class. Thank you everyone.